to laugh. The geek of this month is the absolutely hilarious, world-famous Iraqi comedian, political satirist, and activist Ahmed Albasheer, who has a show on YouTube, Snapchat, and Deutsche Welle Arabic called The Albasheer Show. His show has millions of viewers, and Ahmed Albasheer is one of the most influential people in Iraq. And he and his show played a significant role in fueling the Iraqi protests that began in October 2019 when Iraqis protested against corruption and a lack of basic services and human rights, but were met with violence. He's kind of like the Iraqi Jon Stewart, and his show covers the news and he conducts interviews, but he injects a lot of humor, especially in his role as president of the Republic of Al-Bashir, which, as you can imagine, is meant to mock those in power in the region. Ahmed literally had me in tears laughing, as he usually does with his audience, but this interview is special because he also shares his personal story and why he does what he does. He went through some really traumatic events, like he had family members who were kidnapped and killed. He went through war. He himself was kidnapped, and he survived a suicide bombing. All of it is really hard to wrap your mind around, which is why he says that humor is so important. And he's using that humor to actively fight for a better Iraq so that others don't have to suffer the way he did. Ahmed is also a personal inspiration to me for a lot of reasons, but especially because of his impersonations. Except I showed him my Middle East dictator series and he didn't seem so impressed.
Never touch the ground, you can never bring me down. You can never bring me down. 'Cause I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm bulletproof.
Habibi, go. I have a meeting now? With who? A journalist? No, I didn't hear you. Journalist? Okay, yalla, no problem. Have him wait in prison. I'm just kidding. Ahmed seemed to think I was funny. He's literally the nicest guy, and he 100% has my vote for president. Most importantly, we talked about how we can help Iraqis, but better this time, and truly fight for democracy and human rights there together. Here's Ahmed Albasheer. Hi geeks, I am here with my new friend Ahmed Albasheer, who is an Iraqi political satirist and comedian. He has his own awesome show that you have to check out, The Albasheer Show. It is on YouTube and Snapchat. Check it out. He also has his own republic, I understand. Tell us a little bit about it before we dive into the questions.
So every Iraqi's dream is to become a president. There's lots of Iraqis who want to be a president. So I am an Iraqi guy. So I said, I want to be a president one day, definitely, because I'm Iraqi. So I can't be real president. So why don't I create my own republic? So I created Albasheer Show. It's the same show, just I converted it from being a show, and then now it's a republic. And we have passports, we have anthem, we have flag, and we have everything actually. We just miss the land. We just need the land. Once we get the land, we won't do anything. We'll stay there now.
It's awesome. It's a good plan. Do you have like a plan for, is it like free healthcare, free education?
No.
No.
No, definitely no. Nothing will be free. No. Because once you get these things for free, you will never do anything to rebuild your republic.
Yes.
So no, I will never do that. I will never repeat the mistakes again. Yes.
Like you're right. It's a good. I like it. I'm going to follow it. I'm interested. I might sign up once you get the land.
And maybe you get the approval because it's a long process. Security check, and we have to ask about you. There's lots of things.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm a little sketchy, so maybe I won't make it to the cut.
And there's also the few questions you have to answer.
Like what? Tell us the questions.
Like the American visa questions. Like have you been ever participated in wiping out all tons of group of people? Like these questions. There are these weird questions in the visa application.
As if you would answer honestly to that question, right? Like, yes, I was.
Have you participated in a genocide? Like, what? What is this question? If I participated in a genocide, I will definitely be popular. Why don't you know me?
Right. Well, I think we don't beat around the bush. Right?
Yeah.
It's like straight, no small talk. Americans don't like small talk. We get right to the point.
Yeah.
Are you or are you not a terrorist? Just tell us,
Yes.
and then we'll let you in, right? Just be honest, right?
Yeah, just like we have a question in the checkpoints of Iraqi police. They ask you sometimes when they park your car, do you have a weapon? You say no. Say, okay, go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's
They
the
trust
same.
you.
Yes.
So yeah, this is exactly what they were doing.
The honor system.
Yes.
Just like whether or not people are vaccinated.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to tell us, can you talk to us a little bit about your story and how you became an activist and decided to launch your own show? Tell us a little bit about your background.
I came from a regular family in Iraq. We suffered like everyone else during sanctions. like all Iraqis have done. And then after 2003, then the disasters were started to happen to us, to our family for specific. So yes, I was kidnapped for 38 days. My father was kidnapped also and then died. My brother got killed. My other brother got injured. Lots of friends in college and neighbors were killed because of sectarian war. My cousin got killed. My uncle got killed. So, you know, it's like I'm not unique with that story. I think every Iraqi have been through what I've been through.
My dad was kidnapped, by the way, and my uncle, and brutally beaten in the civil war in Lebanon. So I understand what you're talking about.
Civil war, it means like there's nothing you can do, and there's always be victims, and they have nothing to do with the conflict, but then they find themselves in the middle of the conflict, and they're just gone. So yeah, this is what happened to Iraq. Until last thing happened to me was a suicide bombing. I survived the suicide bombing. And then after that, I decided that I have to leave because I can't stay here and be just a number on TV. And just, you know, on the news. And like 11 people got killed, 12. The 12 is me. So I don't want to be that number. I want to make difference this time. So I decided, once I survived the suicide bombing, I decided that I will do anything I can do so I can stop the killing chain. How do you prevent this death from continuing? Or how do you try to get your revenge by breaking the chain and making life instead of being part of creating death or more death in life and in the country? So I chose that path, and I'm very happy that I chose that path because now the responsibility of the show is very big. We have a huge audience in Iraq. People trust us. We're encouraging the youth to make their voices heard, actually. We're encouraging them to say loud what they want. And even during the protest in 2019, the new generation of Iraqi people were celebrating a new path of democracy in Iraq. They were regaining their democracy back after the Americans and the political system failed to establish a democracy. On purpose or not on purpose, I'm not sure. So we have a huge responsibility now, and I hope people survive.
Yes, me too, right? Well, so a big feature of your show is humor, obviously.
Yes.
Can you tell us why humor is so important to Iraqis?
This is the only way that you can keep on in life. There is no other way that if we just stuck with death and grief and sadness, I think we will all commit suicide, like a massive suicide. That's how we get through. Actually, one of the important things that we've done with humor is that we stopped the sectarian war because of jokes. People were making fun of each other. Sunnis, Shias, they started to make fun of each other. And there's also songs, art, there's football. These things gathered, and then suddenly Iraqis were like, we laugh for the same things, we eat the same things, we share the same land, we share the same rituals, we share the same sky, everything. Why are we fighting now? So that's when they realized they need to stop. And I think jokes were very important at that time, not guns, jokes. So now jokes is important to regain democracy. Humor is very important to regain democracy. There is lots of politician leaders who covered themselves with religion. They used religion to get to the people votes, and this is how they control them. So when you make fun of them, they will that robe or that sacred hall that they created on themselves, it will destroy. So this is what we've done, and this is what Iraqi youth done. They started to make fun of them. Because they wanted to show the people that they're just regular people. They're not sacred. They're not sent from the sky. They're just people who are using you and using your votes to get to more money, to be more corrupt, and to build bigger houses and buy new cars.
Right. And do you find that humor is breaking down those in government to kind of let go a little bit and put their guard down and say, you know what, you're right, we all have to laugh? Or is it the opposite? Are they insecure? And do they, are they after you, right? I mean, you don't live in Iraq.
Yeah.
Is it I assume it would be difficult for you to go back at this time. Impossible, yes, impossible. Do you sense a change there at all? Do you sense any change on the ground since 2019 when you had these protests? Is there a sign of hope, is my point.
Definitely. So in 2019, there was a big protest in Iraq. Now there's no protest. So it's kept for 6 months, then it disappeared. Because of Corona and because of people, you can't put people on the streets for years. That's impossible. So I keep saying that, yes, the system now won and they have their elections, but the people are winning actually, not the system. Because before 2019, there was lots of Iraqis who see the system that they are their guardians for religion and for their sector. This politician is protecting my identity. After 2019, it turned out that it's all fake, it's all lies. So people now, they understand that these are just mafia leaders. They are not religious. They are not real religious people. They're just using religion to get to more money and power. So that's why I'm saying that now we are winning. Iraqis are winning. We need some time, and eventually they will regain their democracy back, and they will kick all these assholes out.
Yes, I love it. Yes. And by the way, I say on my show all the time, assholes is a common term for these guys. Yes. So you just feel free to speak as you wish.
Yes, assholes. That's the less word I can say about them.
Yes. All right, well, good. So then it allows us to end on a positive note. What can everyone in the United States or the international community do to support this type of change toward democracy in Iraq?
This political system in Iraq, they need the support of the international community. Without the support of the international community, they are nothing. They're there because of the United States. They're there because of the help of the international community. The international community and the world need to pressure them more, so they create real democracy. Then we will win and we will kick them out. I'm not saying that we have to go inside their houses and drag them and kill them and drag them. No, this is definitely not the October guys went out for. They were there, they got killed, and no one has ever shot a bullet at the people who were killing them. 800 got killed, 30,000 were injured, and they did nothing. They were out peacefully drawing and singing, and they were demanding for the right of life. So I'm saying if the international community supported Iraqi people, you will see how these people, the political system, they have no followers on the ground. All you see now is just fake numbers. They literally duplicate their people by Photoshop, and they are telling people that we have 5 million people, and in the real life you have only 1,000. So the problem is now it's not a democracy. The international community should take responsibility about what's happening, should keep pressure on the government and the political system so they can create a real democracy in Iraq, and of course keep monitoring what's happening in Iraq, because you never know what's going to happen. They on the 4th of October, they literally turned off the lights and shut down the internet, and they started to kill people because they didn't want anyone to watch. But later on, everything was on media, and it was a big scandal.
Right. It's a big part of our brand, which is just awareness alone can make a big difference.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Ahmed, thank you so much for your work, for agreeing to this interview. Tell everybody where we can find you, but also how we can join your republic. I wouldn't mind. You would be a great leader. I like it. I'm into it.
You can be Albasheer citizen by paying $40.
40?
Yeah,
it's like that's great.
Yeah, you'll get a passport. Follow us on this link here, YouTube. You'll put it here or I say
yes,
it? Okay,
yes.
you'll put it here.
Yes.
Great. This link here, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything else.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Isn't he the best? I'm so grateful he agreed to come on Oh My World. And I want to say a huge thanks to the Human Rights Foundation for organizing this interview at the Oslo Freedom Forum in Miami. You can follow Ahmed Albasheer and his show on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to his show on YouTube. And I'll help you stay on top of what's going on in Iraq. But we need you to call on the US government to pressure the Iraqi government to shape up. If you like this interview, please hit that subscribe button below and like this video and leave us good comments only. See you next time.